Welcome to another episode of It's Debatable NFL edition. I'm your host, Justin Jones, here with co-host Seb. We talking football. We are back to another Monday. We got some games going on tonight. Well, one game going on tonight. We had a full slate of games yesterday. So let's just talk about the Jets and the Dolphins. I found this so ironic that last week we had a segment on which team just looks worse, and now both of these teams come into Sunday and get wins. You got the Jets, who finally are no longer winless. They ended up, by God's grace, beating the Cincinnati Bengals, who just did a complete choke job within the last 8 to 7 minutes of that game last night. Well, yesterday afternoon. And then you had the Miami Dolphins, who put belt to ass to the Atlanta Falcons. And it felt like the one time you stayed away from them, that's when Tua decided to look like one of the best QBs in the NFL. So, my question to you is just which win was more impressive?
Um, the Jets side of things too, because the Jets were down at a point. It's just like, oh, here we go. There's another loss in the L column. But nah, they stayed with it. Brees Hall had a hell of a game. Who else had a hell of a game? Justin Fields was doing his thing, low key. And I'm watching it from different perspectives. It was a team effort. They didn't give up on the game. The defense had a bunch of major stops. A lot of times where they couldn't convert a touchdown, but they kept up a bunch of field goals to keep them within the game too. So it was a sign that maybe they could get something going. And then at the end of it, the last play to even make them win the game was just really just one of those plays where it was just 1,000% luck. But sometimes being lucky is better than not being lucky. And in this case scenario, Brees Hall throwing the fucking football to Mason Taylor on national tight ends, is just a feel good moment for them. You see a guy like Justin Fields, damn near about to cry. Spoke to the media saying how he was in his closet crying because of the overwhelming and frustration of not getting a win.
How
And
big is this closet? Well, I'm pretty. He must have a big closet. 'Cause if you to be in that bitch crying, I'm just my fault.
hey man, New York is a tough place to play, man. There's expectations, man. If you don't perform, niggas just gonna say you suck, bro. So, I get it. I wouldn't necessarily share all that to the media, bro. Like, feel me? Batman would have to beat that information out of me. But yeah, just impressed on the way it goes. It shouldn't necessarily be a surpriser for me too, because I did say at a point that you know the Jets are gonna get one. You just don't know when. Like you just don't go a season winless. But to win it in that matter that they won it in, kudos to them. The Bengals, their defense has been shitty all season though. So I guess like the Jets seen like opportunity and they took it too. And shout out to Mason Taylor too, the rookie tight end. It definitely has been ramping up his touches too. I think they're just like what they see in him. Definitely a piece that they want to keep around further in the future. And shout out to Brees Hall too as well. Scored his first touchdown. What is it? Week 7 now? Week 7 or week 8? We're in week
Week 8.
7. Week 8. God damn, took
Are
you
we
that
in
long.
week 8?
But
I don't know. We in week something of this goddamn season.
yeah, I found the Jets one a little bit more impressive though.
Um, I guess just to just be on the other side of things, the Miami Dolphins, right? Who would have thought that they was just gonna beat the Atlanta Falcons just based off the past couple weeks? I believe they was on a 3 game losing streak. The coach was looking like he was mentally checked out. Tua Tungaloa just seemed like he's just throwing his teammates under the bus at a point, and things was just looking bad for them to now go up against the Atlanta Falcons, who seemed like they was getting their act together after that performance against the Panthers a couple weeks ago. They just got, like I said at the beginning of the show, just belt to ass, right? Tua Tagovailoa with 4 touchdowns. It seemed like well, a broken clock is right. What is it? Twice a day,
Twice a
like.
day.
CTE, I guess at some moments you're gonna be back to normal. And then, I feel like we go into next week, like I feel like the same habits are gonna come. I feel like the football god was just praising the light on both franchises when it comes to the Jets and the Miami Dolphins, just based off how bad they have been recently. Yeah, man, Waddle, he was doing his thing. Shout out to Devon Achan. He was doing his thing, and this team just looked good. like I said, I don't think this is gonna happen again. I think that was fool's goal. Um, yeah, man. I seen that. Wait, did you take the Falcons? I believe I seen on your ticket. Did you take the?
I was gonna step away from that, but I knew something was wrong when they said Kirk Cousins was starting. Fabian, I wish this nigga had been hiding from this podcast. I mean, let me give you a backstory too, because Sunday football, it just doesn't come with the sports and stuff that we watch. You got your parlays in, you got fantasy shit like that. This nigga Fabian, I had Tua as my starting quarterback because, mind you, I have Sam Darnold, I have Jared Goff, but they're on a bye week. I have Tua. I start Tua. This nigga gonna write me, bro. I started Tua. He had minus 2 fantasy points. Start Kirk Cousins. He stayed locked, loaded, and ready. I'm telling this nigga, I'm worried about Kirk Cousins, bro. Last time I seen Kirk Cousins play, he threw for 400 and had 5 picks. Like, you didn't play bad, but you didn't play good. Like, nigga, you played the fuck. So yeah. So boom, I wake up, bro. Mind you, I work late. So I wake up, I see the Dolphins put up. Then I look, bro. I get to this nigga Jock crib. By the time I get to this nigga Jock crib, I see this nigga Jalen Waddle goes for a 49 receiving yard. Boom, dot. This shit just starts getting ugly, bro. I'm like, yo, what's going on? I see the Falcons give up the ball, a good 4-1 strikeout, damn near. I see this nigga Bijan Robinson fumble the fucking football. He's running. The shit bounces off his knees, bro. I have Bijan Robinson as my last leg. My last leg, bro. We could have been sitting courtside with the Knicks, bro, at a Knicks game right now. Me and you. We could have been courtside. No. Bijan Robinson, you owe me some goddamn Knicks tickets, bro. You motherfucker. You fucking Falcons, bro. There's no way I lost to the fucking Dolphins, nigga. Yo, bro, everybody just looked tough out there on the Dolphins. Bro, this wasn't the team that I see for these past 2 weeks. I had no idea who these niggas were, bro. They're putting up. The defense just looks good all of a sudden. Bro, this is the worst defensive team when it comes to rushing. Bijan Robinson only had 25 rushing yards. Keep that in mind. The worst team to cover defense in rushing. Bijan Robinson could have get shit off, bro. Kirk Cousins, I don't know where you came from. You are not a quarterback too. Go spend time with your family, bro. Just don't. No, Michael Penix, I don't know what happened to you. Cut. Tom.
Nah, yeah. Shout out to the Falcons. Like, yeah. But just good for me. Shout out to the Jets, man. They finally showed some type of pulse. Justin Fields finally did his thing. Actually showed that he can actually throw the ball and make crucial throws in the fourth quarter. Brees Hall, that miracle play that probably will never happen again. They probably shouldn't run that play ever again either. That's sort of a crazy play to run when you're trying to win the game. Um, yeah, but listen, they got it done. Aaron Glenn finally gets that monkey off his back. Probably just saved his job because I was saying this: if they go winless, he has to be fired because you completely didn't do your job. Like you at least gotta win a game, right? Like this is the National Football League and it's the toughest competition, but you gotta find a way to win, and that's what they did. Shout out to him going for too late. That really put them in the game. But yeah, just once you seen that they started getting those timely stops, especially in the second half, that momentum kept building and building. Aaron Glenn just seems more and more confident. So did Justin Fields. And yeah, hopefully this could be a side of better things to come. Um, I'm not banking on it because I think once again, both of these teams I feel just had great weekends. I would really be anxious to see can they follow it up with decent performances, let alone get back to back wins. But shout out to both of those franchises, Jets fans and Dolphins fans were able to sleep good that night.
Yeah. They had to get that one, man. You seen that video of that kid saying, I don't want to be a fan no more. I hate this team. I was born into this. Yo, legit tears, bro. But yeah, bro.
Because it was really starting to look like the Jets might not win a game. Like because listen, the Bengals just and to speak on the Bengals, I think this for them just showed that as great as Joe Flacco might look at times and may keep y'all in the game, he's not going to be the QB that's going to get y'all to the promised land. Like it's just not gonna be like that. Joe Burrow, you're just gonna have to wait till next season for him to be healthy for y'all to really have some type of shot. Because as you can see, the defense still isn't any good. But yeah, Bengals fans just got a reality check.
Let me just sit here something.
But moving on. We do got Monday night football tonight. Chiefs, Commanders. What's your prediction?
Uh, Chiefs blowout, man. We're not even gonna look past this game. Chiefs are gonna handle business. I know it's the
So
return.
you're disrespecting Marcus Mariota.
Yes. Sorry, Marcus. The Chiefs are just on a roll right now, and I don't see you. Even though Terry McLaurin is coming back tonight, even though Debo Samuels is back in the lineup,
Wait,
I
what do you mean by the way you said you? What did you mean by that you?
Marcus Mariota is not the answers for the Chiefs right now, who just steamroll past the Raiders, 30-0.
No,
And I
I
see
mean I defend Marcus Mariota because I'm a fan. So I just I want to get context to what you're saying.
when it rains, it pours, brother. And right now, there's a dark cloud over the fucking Commanders. This is what they're on a 3-game losing streak or 2-game losing streak. I forgot which one.
I think
Either
too.
2-game losing streak, and Jaden Daniels not being out there does not help your situation one bit whatsoever, too. So it's like, just put this in the loss column. I think that the Chiefs are playing at home. I could be mistaken. Let me just double check to fact check. Yeah, brother, you might as well just throw this in the loss column, man. Just throw this in the loss column. There's nothing you could say or do. It doesn't matter what you say or do. Rasheed Rice is back, man. They're just on a high right now. They're feeling good, man. Just chalk this in the win column. They might as well just forfeit the game, man. There's nothing. When I tell you there's nothing,
So there is no way the Commanders can win this game.
no, there's no way. In Chiefs territory? Oh, hell no.
No, I'm just asking because I don't wanna wake up tomorrow and then it's like how did the Commanders pull this off? And Marcus Mariota throws for 3 touchdowns, 250 yards.
Listen, listen. This
I'm
nigga
just, I'm
Reed
just
made
saying.
me pick up Marcus and Mariota. Marcus Mariota is on my fantasy right now. When I tell you there's no doubt in my mind, bro, he's about to shit the bed when it comes to these niggas. Like, I'm not even worried one bit. I'm not. I'm
Nah,
not.
nah, I'm definitely on your side. I'm just trying to play devil's advocate, and I'm just saying, like any given night in the NFL, especially this season, you just never know what could happen. But the Chiefs are the favorites. Just to your point, they're healthy now. The team looks great. They definitely put a belt to ass to the Raiders last game. That was against the Raiders, though. But we also did see how they looked against Detroit without no Rice. But yeah, the Chiefs are just continuing to get more and more healthy. The defense looks good. You're really seeing, especially just this last game, you're seeing Patrick Mahomes just play free. He looks happy again. He has all his options out there, which is now to where he can share the piece of the pie with all those receivers, and then there's not that much reliance on Travis Kelsey. So now when you do throw him the ball, he's feeling good. Yeah, the Chiefs just won this game. There's not much more we can say. Just the Commanders without Jay and Daniels, they're just not the same team.
Yep. Pretty much it. You toss that up in the loss. It would have been better if Jaden Daniels was there. Exciting Monday night game though, but overall, ain't much you could do about that.
No, for sure. But back to last night, right? We had Sunday night football, a very heartfelt game, right? Aaron Rodgers going up against his old team in the Green Bay Packers. It was just a tale of two halves, right? The Steelers in the first half, they just controlled the pace, right? They was just making the Packers play this type of style that they want to play, real slow pace, right? Aaron Rodgers, just being at the age he's at, that high pace wouldn't really suit him. But yeah, the second half, especially in that fourth quarter, Green Bay just, you know. put belt to ass just in that fourth quarter. There was nothing the Steelers could do. Jordan Love did look great overall. That's one that's really gonna haunt them. I feel like they was in position to win that game just going into the third quarter, and then it was just the avalanche. So I think the Steelers do gotta take a look in the mirror right now and see what type of team do they want to be. It's already starting to feel like last year when they got off to a quick start within those first 4 to 5 weeks, and then as the weeks go by, they just don't start to look well. The offense is definitely better than it was last year, though, right? Especially in the red zone, seeing just their completion in this year compared to last year, right? Because you just have a better quarterback with Aaron Rodgers. He knows what to do to get you down the field. And once again, in that red zone, can make plays, but they gotta find a way to where I feel DJ Metcalf just becomes more of that just clear number one threat. He's such a big receiver that I feel there's not a lot of people that can guard him. I feel he's the X factor on the team. And I think they just gotta figure out how to have him just more engaged. But shout out to Green Bay. They did their thing, and they continue to march on.
Yeah, I agree to that point as well too. I think with the Steelers itself too, that slow pace wasn't going to really get the job done, especially against an explosive team when you got a guy like Tucker Craft who just went off on tight end day. Motherfucker went off to Jordan Love, arm slinging for like damn near 300 passing yards. Josh Jacob is always going to be a threat. You still got receivers in Romeo Dobbs and Matthew Golden, who are just still ingratiating. Well, Matthew Golden is still ingratiating himself though, but has been a pivotal part for them while Jaden Reed has been out too. It's just not going to get it done with the Steelers things. With the Steelers, I think they need to make a little more emphasis on a trade, maybe go a little bit younger, a little more explosiveness in their offense too. A lot of times I see it, they play manage the clock real well. Aaron Rodgers just being the solid vet that he is, somebody that's just been a legend in this league for quite some time, knows how to manage a game for the in a football game too. But that style wasn't going to compete, especially when you got a guy like Michael Parsons ready to get you at any given time, man. His defensive side for the Packers has just been so tenacious that you're gonna have to get the ball out. You're gonna have to make quick decisions with them. You can't just sit in that pocket. You really got to move around a little bit. You got to be mobile against a team like that too. So when I just watched it, the matchup of just two different styles versus in quarterbacks wasn't enough for the Steelers though. But the Steelers too. What is it? Two losses now. What is it? 4-3, 5-3 now for the season.
Point.
4-3 for the season. Kind of slowing down though. I don't expect this to still be the same. Steelers team, I expect next time they play to look a little bit more better though. But on the Packers side of things though, just continuing to build momentum. Continuing to just create the right habits. Jordan Love, just trying to get into a flow of things still too. Well, other than that though, I felt like the Packers should have won this game too. I know that they wanted Aaron Rodgers to beat every NFL team, all 32 teams in the NFL. I know it was a big move for him returning into Green Bay, all types of shit though, but they just spoiled the party. And that's exactly what you had to do. Have to spoil the party.
Right. Yeah, everything you said I agree with. But real quick, my question to you is Jordan Love that quarterback that can get you to the promised land and win it all?
Um, Yeah, I think at times Jordan Love's shown flashes that he's a stellar quarterback in this league. Times where he may struggle, but other times than not, Jordan Love has gradually gotten better throughout the years. From when he first took over quarterback duties in Green Bay till now, it's not the same one. I think he's worked on his game tremendously. He's definitely an arm slinger, somebody that can run when needs to. And I think in playoff time is just gonna eventually show. So yeah, I think he has the right team around him. I think he has a hell of a running back in Josh Jacobs that can he lean on. He has a trustworthy tight end that might be top 5 in the league right now. I think it's just with him, it's just the connection that he needs to build on his receivers. I know Jaden Reed being out definitely could have slowed it down. They could have probably been way better if Jaden Reed was still out there. I know he just got Christian Watson that just returned from the ACL injury. I want to see how well does he get ingratiated back into the lineup, and just what connection lies there between him and Jordan Love. But other than that, though, yeah, they have a team, and Jordan Love is the guy that they're gonna is gonna be criticized heavy whether they win or lose. So Yeah, but I think for him right now, it's just all about just building the right habits, and eventually down the line, we can see him compete for a Super Bowl. We can see him in fucking February, in the grandest stage of them all in football, compete.
Right. I was just asking, just to see how you felt. I definitely think he has talent, and I'll be interested to see as the weeks progress and as we get, into the playoffs, how does he perform? Moving on to moving on to the last topic of today, the Patriots. Right, the Patriots looking like one of the better teams in the NFL, sitting at a 6-2 record. Drake May has looked great. Definitely can throw the long ball. Definitely looks composed in clutch moments. Um, so that just leads to the question I have for you, which is: are the Patriots pretenders or legit contenders in the NFL? The audio, sir.
Yeah, legit contenders. I think watching Drake May, he's gotten better every week. The Patriots are back, man. What can I say? They just have a deadly form of offense too. I think that what really is the only problem might have to be Ramondre Stevens. If he could actually hold on to a football and not fumble, they could do something special over there too. Travion Henderson, I just seen this week ramped up his touches, getting a bunch of catches. I mean, not catches, carries. So that's gonna be good to see. Stephon Diggs, just somebody that's feel like just having a bounce back after just having a serious, I believe, ACL injury. Just been doing his thing. He might not have the touchdowns to show for it though, but he's in a trustworthy receiver that Drake May has a connection with. Keyshawn Boutte, somebody that's a deep threat ball catcher. I think he's been solid for them thus far. And I think just everybody around Drake May has just looked solid based on him. Drake May is somebody that could throw the ball when needs to. Definitely knows when to run the ball and actually get up a bunch of yards. The kid is pretty fast. So when every time I'm watching him, he doesn't surprise, man. He's been handling business. Anytime you see somebody against him, that's not he's supposed to win the games that he's supposed to win. And I think that's a good step in the direction of being serious. Like, you're not having upsets or close ones with teams that are, a little bit below you. Like, feel me, you're handling your business. Like last night, like, feel me, like yesterday, like you go against a Cleveland Browns team that just had a win, a good win against the fucking Dolphins. Not saying like, feel me, oh, it's like something that they like it's something crazy though. But it's had a good win. So they feeling themselves, they have a little bit more momentum. You shut that shit down as soon as possible. And I think that's a sign of a good team. Like, feel me, we're not gonna play around with our food one bit. We know what type of team we are. We know what we're capable of. We're gonna come in here. We're gonna handle business, and that's what I see from Drake May. He's a non bullshit quarterback. Feel me? He gets the ball to where he needs to be. He runs when he needs to run. He got a tough tight end in Hunter Henry too. They got something special over there though, and he's a front runner and all of that too. And I think right now, I think this is why he might lead the league for MVP votes right now. He might be number one MVP ranking if I'm not mistaken.
I wouldn't have him as the top guy in MVP ranking. I'm looking at their schedule. Can you tell me their last couple of opponents, please? Cause I'm not trying to shit on Drake, man. I think he's a very capable quarterback. He does look good out there. And to your point, which is a great point, he's doing what he's supposed to do and beating the teams he's supposed to beat. But if I'm not mistaken, he only has one win against a plus 500 team.
Let's see. When does he start? Okay. Lost to the Raiders week one. Beat the Dolphins. Lost to the Steelers. Beat the Panthers. Beat the Bills on a Sunday night football. Remember that game? Beat the
Like the
Saints. Beat the Titans. Beat the Patriots. Yeah. I think the only 500 team was the
the
Steelers
Bill.
and the Bills.
So once again, shout out to the Patriots, but I need to see them against more of these top tier teams. The Panthers, the Browns, like the Titans, those are teams that are in rebuilding modes. And Drake May and this team has enough weapons to beat those teams. But teams, like the Bills, right? That was a great win for them. I definitely, have to put stock into that. But as the season continues, I'm gonna have my eye on the New England Patriots. Um, but I can't give them so much credit just for beating these bad teams. But to your point, like you said, that's taking care of business. And like I said, I think Drake May has talent, but to say that they're in Super Bowl contention as of right now, I'm not comfortable with saying that. I think there's definitely 4 to 5 teams that you can say that I would take over them. But shout out to New England. They're definitely once the, like you said, going in the right direction. I think week by week he's getting more and more comfortable with his receivers. Stephon Diggs, I think, which is a crucial part of this team, because I think he's one of the more talented receivers that they have. He's seeming to have, his head on straight and really buying into the system and, you know, looking more and more comfortable. So I do like what I see in spurts from this team, but I just want to keep seeing them go against top competition.
Facts. Um, yeah.
No, yeah. So, like we said, Monday Night Football is tonight. We will be back tomorrow to recap, this Monday night game and see the outcome. Are the Chiefs, gonna put, that belt to ask that most of the nation thinks is going to happen. The NFL season is, just right. We're getting right into the thick of things, and to where we're really gonna see who the true contenders are as we inch closer and closer, just into the new year. But it's been an interesting season. I can't wait to see, which teams, lock in these playoff spots, and as teams keep jockeying for position, how do these, coaches utilize what they got. But that's gonna do it for this episode of It's Debatable NFL edition. Once again, I'm your host Justin Jones. We're here with Seb. Please make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Follow us on all social media platforms at It's Debatable double underscore. Follow me at Justin Jones on Facebook for details and developments on the platform. Remember that you can't copy respect.
NBA
This
next.
nigga